Welcome to Crime Unveiled Podcast. Dive deep into the mysteries that captivate us. If you appreciate this episode, please consider liking and subscribing to support us. Tonight, we delve into a chilling case that remains unsolved for over a century. The Villisca Axe Murders. On a quiet night in June 1912, the Moore family and two young guests were brutally murdered in their own home in the small town of Villisca, Iowa. The entire town was gripped by fear, and the search for the perpetrator became a national obsession. We'll be exploring the details of this horrifying crime, examining the evidence, the suspects, and the enduring mystery that surrounds it. What makes this case so compelling, even after all these years, is the sheer brutality of the act and the lack of a definitive answer. Indeed, the Villisca Axe Murders stand as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly peaceful communities. Imagine a typical Sunday evening in a small town. Families returning from church, children preparing for bed. Then, under the cover of darkness, an unspeakable act of violence shatters the tranquility. 8 people, 6 of them children, were bludgeoned to death in their sleep. The murder weapon, an axe found at the scene, belonged to the family patriarch, Josiah Moore. This case is particularly disturbing because it occurred in a time and place where such violence was almost unimaginable. The fact that the killer was never brought to justice adds another layer of intrigue, fueling speculation and theories for generations. The Moore family consisted of Josiah, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children: Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul. 2 young girls, Lena and Ina Stillinger, were invited to spend the night after attending a Children's Day program at the Presbyterian Church earlier that evening. It's a detail that underscores the ordinary nature of the day before it descended into unimaginable horror. They were all found in their beds the following morning, suggesting the murders took place late at night or in the early hours of the morning. The killer methodically went from room to room, delivering fatal blows with the axe. The scene was described as incredibly gruesome, a testament to the brutality of the attack. The investigation that followed was, by all accounts, chaotic and hampered by the limitations of forensic science at the time. The crime scene was compromised by curious onlookers and well-meaning neighbors who entered the house before law enforcement could secure it. This undoubtedly contaminated crucial evidence, making it more difficult to identify and apprehend the killer. Fingerprints were not routinely collected, and DNA analysis was decades away from being a viable investigative tool. The investigators relied heavily on witness testimonies, which were often conflicting and unreliable. Several suspects were considered, but none could be definitively linked to the crime. One key piece of evidence, or rather the lack thereof, was the apparent absence of a forced entry. The doors were locked, and the windows were intact, leading investigators to believe the killer either had a key or was let in by someone inside the house. This theory raises chilling possibilities, suggesting a level of premeditation and possibly a personal connection to the family. The killer also took steps to obscure their tracks, covering the windows with blankets and leaving behind few clues. This suggests a degree of planning and awareness of potential evidence. The town of Villisca was a close-knit community, and the murders sent shockwaves through its residents. Fear and suspicion ran rampant as neighbors eyed each other with distrust. Everyone became a potential suspect in the eyes of their community. The investigation dragged on for months, then years, with numerous leads pursued and several individuals questioned. But the case ultimately went cold. The lack of closure continues to haunt the town to this day. The house itself remains a macabre tourist attraction, drawing those fascinated by the unsolved mystery. Over the years, several theories have emerged, ranging from a disgruntled business associate of Josiah Moore to a traveling serial killer. Some theories even venture into the realm of the paranormal, suggesting a supernatural explanation for the killings. While intriguing, none of these theories have been substantiated with concrete evidence. The passage of time has only deepened the mystery, blurring the lines between fact and speculation. The Villisca Axe Murders remain one of the most perplexing unsolved crimes in American history. In the episodes to come, we will delve deeper into the specifics of the case, examining the lives of the victims, the suspects, the investigation, and the lingering questions that continue to baffle investigators and amateur sleuths alike. We'll analyze the evidence, explore the various theories, and attempt to shed light on this dark chapter in American history. Join us as we unravel the tangled threads of the Villisca Axe Murders, seeking to understand what happened on that fateful night in June 1912. Before that horrific night, Villisca was much like any other small town in Iowa in the early 1900s. Imagine a place where neighbors knew each other, doors were often left unlocked, and the rhythm of life was slow and predictable. Children played freely in the streets. The sound of church bells echoed through the town square on Sundays, and the aroma of freshly baked bread wafted from kitchen windows. Villisca was a community built on trust and shared values, a place where people felt safe and secure. It's difficult to reconcile the image of this idyllic town with the brutal act of violence that shattered its peace forever. The contrast is stark, disturbing, and it underscores the unsettling reality that evil can lurk even in the most seemingly innocent places. The Moore family, by all accounts, were well-respected members of this community, actively involved in church and social activities. They represented the very essence of small-town American life. Yes, the contrast you describe is truly chilling. The Moore family, consisting of Josiah, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, lived a simple, unassuming life. Josiah was a successful businessman, owning a local implement dealership. He provided well for his family, ensuring they had a comfortable home and a stable life. Sarah was a devoted mother and homemaker, active in the Presbyterian church, where the children also attended Sunday school. They were known for their kindness and generosity, always willing to lend a hand to their neighbors. Think of the children. Herman, the eldest, likely helping his father with chores. Catherine, perhaps dreaming of a future beyond Villisca. And the 2 younger boys, Boyd and Paul, filled with the boundless energy and innocence of youth. It's heartbreaking to imagine their lives cut short so abruptly. The day before the murders, June 9, 1912, was a typical Sunday in Villisca. The Moore children attended Sunday school at the Presbyterian church, along with many other children from the community. That evening, the children